You said, I think sometimes women face the very real risk of not being seen and not being heard. This is part of a series about women in power in Washington. Can you tell us a little bit more about what you mean by that?
Well, you know, Matt and I were talking about my experiences as a young woman attorney and a young woman law student, and I was recounting to him a time when I was a young summer associate in North Carolina at an outstanding firm. And I was giving a report to a client, and every time I provided information, the client would ask another question directly to the young male associate next to me, and then look surprised when I would provide him with the statutes and everything. But also, I was in an environment where the partners at that particular firm were wonderful about making sure that people knew that I was doing the work, and that all of us, every summer associate, was making a contribution. And we were talking about the fact that, you know, the law is a traditional field. It sometimes is very reactive. And in many, many professions, particularly for young women, you may find yourselves in a situation where you might get overlooked, or you might, your voice might not be heard. Others have talked about this also. I think Sheryl Sandberg's book was wonderful on this topic of leaning in. I always tell women not only to lean in, but speak up. You know, let your voice be heard. You have a contribution to make. The best thing you can do as a young woman or a young person starting out in your career is find a problem and provide the solution, and make sure that people know that you've worked on this. You know, learn your craft, hone your craft, but make sure that you speak up. And I think sometimes, particularly young people and often young women, feel that if they speak up, it might be seen as either speaking out of turn or somehow inappropriate. And in fact, you're there to make a contribution. So I urge young women, particularly in the legal field, to let their voice be heard.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here, and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.